Good morning, Thor. How are you this morning?
I'm good, thanks, Colin. How are you?
Very good, thanks. Thank you for being part of our Survive and Thrive campaign that we're doing. There are a lot of business owners out there that are suffering and really stressed on what to do. But I thought it'd be really appropriate for me to get you on this hookup, because if there's anyone that's gone through challenges in their life and diversity, it's you, my friend, and I'll get to explain that in a minute. So for those of you who are on this hookup or watching this, you know, I met Thor probably about 12 months ago, just a little over 12 months ago, or a little under 12 months ago, something like that. And it was when I met you, my first meeting for you was in hospital. You were in the Alfred Hospital, recovering from cystic fibrosis and a lung transplant. So can you take us through that, Thor?
At 40 years old, my lung capacity, I had cystic fibrosis all my life, but was down to about 20%, and then I got pneumonia and influenza A back to back. And while I was at the hospital, the doctors came around and said, because your lung function's so low, we recommend that you get a transplant of a double lung, which was pretty much a life-changing event. So within 3 months, I got listed and then got the transplant, and was the 100th transplant at the hospital, which was a record at the time. And since then, you know, things have changed greatly, but it's been a huge challenge emotionally with the family, with the business, and with myself as well, and just huge mental challenge to get through, Colin.
And when we met, you know, you had a company called AMR, which is Melbourne Brisbane Management Rights, and part of the journey that we've done is we've helped you rebrand. You are one of the most fast-paced entrepreneurs I've ever met. I know you're sitting there in your Lamborghini. You're an absolute legend.
Thanks, mate.
We launched, we're just about to launch, or just started to launch, Australian Management Rights Advisory. So that's about to go live, and just tell us about, well, how are you coping at the moment with what's going on in your business?
So what's happening at the moment is we've been working for about 6 years, and then under Melbourne and Brisbane Management Rights, and I think there's been a culmination of wanting to change, needing to change, and not being able to change because we didn't have the right people around us to do so. And we made a decision to invest our time and money into getting some consultants on board, like key business advisors. And through that process, it's just given us confidence to reach out to people we hadn't reached out to before, invested in marketing, invested in strategy, processes, procedures, things that we were moving so fast on a day-to-day basis that we didn't have time as a small business to sit back and start doing all these things because we just weren't experts at it. And then trying to do that meant that we were having to retrain ourselves to be something that we actually weren't, which means if we were going to start doing all that stuff, then it takes us as business development people out of getting further sales, managing the customers, and then start working on the business. So basically we put the business on hold, which means no new business would have come in, and try and learn something we might not have been good at anyway. So by getting consultants on board, we've moved a lot faster. And I think, Colin, if I can say this, you might agree with me that we've probably gone a bit faster than you expected us to go, and a lot bigger than we intended to grow as quickly as we have.
Oh, 100%. And, you know, one of the things I love about you is, you know, we're having a conversation last night, you know, with this COVID-19, you know, now is the time for opportunity. That's, we need to be proactive. And one of the things that I'm on the bandwagon about is, you know, how do you think differently? So, you know, what have you put in place to survive? So what have you done as a business? Like, I think, you know, you're moving out of your office, you've made some changes there. So what have you done now to survive with this, this COVID-19 situation we're in?
Well, with the COVID-19, we're obviously trying to be as safe as possible with staff and working remotely. We've bought laptops for staff so they can work remotely. We've invested in more internet. But in terms of, well, how does our business look and will we survive through 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and even 12 months, depending on how long this is going to go? We focused on growing the business through looking for opportunities, and for us to be proactive at this time means that we see that people around us are going slower, which means to balance that out, if we go higher in terms of our development and looking for new opportunities, then we're finding that a lot of people, being future clients of ours, are actually in a position where instead of sitting back and thinking about it, they're either ready to make a decision to get on board with us, or they're saying no, they're not ready at this time because they're probably facing a lot of stress in their own business as well. But those people that might not have said yes, which are the ones we're actually getting now, are coming on board so quickly that we're finding that even though the pressure on the market is down, our small business is escalating so quickly because of the amount of opportunities that are very, very ready to come on board with us is something we didn't really expect, but we knew that we'd hunt out and work for as much business as we can.
So what would your tip be? If I'm a business owner that's watching this right now, what would be the message you would want to, that one key message that you would give them to stay alive and thrive in the next, 3 to 6 months?
Well, to be as proactive as you can in every part of your business, but also in life, and that's not put yourself in a bubble. Don't listen to the fear and the white noise around you about everything that's on Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, the news on the TV, friends that are telling you about the coronavirus. I try and block out a lot of that noise, and really I'm actually walking around with silencers on my ears right now because I just want to listen to what's important to me, and that is growing my business, looking after my family, focusing on my own health, making sure I spend time away from the business to have some time out and relax and de-stress and do some mindfulness techniques. But I think the idea really behind it is go as hard as you can right now and don't stop.
Yeah. And you know what, Thor, I've got to tell you, just doing these videos with some clients that I'm doing, and you're my fifth one now, and we're going to do 90 of them. Mate, it's just motivating watching the owner at the other end, and we're actually feeding off each other, which I hope people are doing that while they're watching you right now. So how can people connect with you or learn more about Australian Management Rights Advisory? We're going to put your website connection at the bottom of this, at the end of this interview. But what's the best way to find you?
Well, for me personally, the best way I like to speak to people is either over the phone or in person. I guess you can start by sending me an email, and if that's something you want to do and connect, then through my 4,500 contacts, then I'm sure that I can help most people, being 99% of the people that I speak to. I'm able to help them in their business as well, and I'll do as much as I can to support them through their journey and see if I can help grow their business as well as grow my own business at the same time.
Now, Champ, what I've got to say to you is you got to stay safe, right? You of all people cannot get this virus, and I guess that's why you drive the orange machine, because it can't catch you. But You just stay safe and keep joining. And absolutely love working with you. It's been an absolute thrill of a journey that we've been on. Past 9 to 12 months, been absolutely fantastic. So thanks very much, and you have a great day.
Thanks, Colin. You too, mate. All the best.
Thanks, buddy.
And let's rev it up for the boys.
That's it.
See you, mate. Cheers.
See you, mate. Good on you.